In this inequality here, notice that the variable is on the right side. So what I recommend is I will take this side over here and I'm going to actually switch it with this side. So here's what I mean. Because when you solve it and you have to graph it in the end, it's best to have the variable on the left side. So what I'm going to do is so imagine like this is on a paper and I cut this out. I'm just going to put it over here, right? And then I'm going to put the 10 on this side. So notice that the p plus 4, I didn't switch the order. It's the same exact order. So that's why I'm saying, like, imagine cutting this out and just putting it over here. And now notice, if you treat this symbol, the inequality sign, greater than, like an arrow, notice that it's pointing towards the p plus 4. So I'm going to make sure that I'm still pointing towards that. So, right, like this is what I mean. Like, you can see the arrow's pointing towards it still. So just keep that in mind, that pretty much everything is going to turn around. So you switch both places of these two, and the arrow is going to switch as well. So in other words, these two inequalities are identical. They just look different. One way you can think about it is kind of like, you know how you have, like, as a side note, 2/4 and 1/2 is the same thing, right? This is just double. 2 is just double this amount, and this is just, the 4 is double this amount. So it's equivalent. They look different, but they're the same value. So that's what I mean by these two are identical. Now to solve this, what we're going to do is we want to isolate the p. So I'm going to make a 0 pair with the 4. So opposite of adding 4, subtracting 4. And then you have to balance the inequality. So do the same thing on the other side. And then once I do that, now I'm just going to actually go ahead and combine these. So simplifying, when you combine opposites, 4 positives and 4 negatives combine to be 0. That's why we call it a 0 pair. And then we're left with p. Bring down my inequality sign, which is less than. And then 10 minus 4 is 6. So you can see here, we have the solution set that all numbers less than 6 will be a solution to this inequality. So let's go ahead and graph this now. So what I just do is I make a quick sketch. I'll put the 6 in the middle. I just put a couple numbers after, 6, 7, 8, and a couple numbers before, 5, 4. And then I'm going to go ahead and notice that the inequality is numbers less than 6, which means don't include the 6. So I'm going to put an open dot to show we're not including it. And then I'm going to shade numbers that are less than 6. Numbers less than 6 will always be in this direction. So less than will be going this way. And I put a solid arrow on the end to indicate it keeps going on forever. So any number I pick less than 6 will work. And this is the solution set for this inequality up here.